Reverend, the chaplain to the university.
Pray. Veni Sancti Spiritus, repletorem corda fidelium, et tui amoris unais ignem accendi, qui per diversitatum linguarum cunctarum, gentes in unitate fidei congregasti. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful and kindle in them the fire of your love. You are the one who, in spite of differences in language, gather the nations into the unity of faith. Amen.
Friends, on an increasingly balmy Aberdeen November afternoon, could I extend an enormously warm welcome to this graduation ceremony. You are all hugely welcome. Fail Chakil Lahadan, Humanahed Olchai Obadayam. Please be seated. Professor Irwin.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen and graduands, the University of Aberdeen warmly welcomes you to this graduation ceremony in the heart of the university in the beautiful Elphinstone Hall. This ceremony is to celebrate the hard work and effort of our newest graduands and welcome them into our long-standing and venerable community of graduates. The ceremony reflects the age and esteem of the university, the ritual procession, the singing in Latin, and all your lecturers and staff all dressed up, looking a little bit like Batman in medieval formal robes. So very different, I must say, from my own graduation ceremony. I've graduated 3 times from university, on 2 occasions from Auckland University and the last time from Glasgow. And I must admit that I thought that Aberdeen would be a little bit more like Glasgow. This is my first graduation here at Aberdeen. And I thought it would be a little bit like Glasgow, which is frankly boring and dull and black robes. So I was very pleasantly surprised to find that here it's extraordinarily colourful and amazing. So in Auckland, Auckland is one of the biggest Polynesian cities in the world, and the graduation ceremony is very, very flamboyant because everybody wears traditional dress, and then on top of that they wear the medieval Batman robes. So it's really wonderful because you get everybody's traditional gear. So Māori people, for example, occasionally if they are of chiefly rank, they might wear a feather cloak on top of their robes. Samoans wear a woven grass mat underneath their robes. So it's very, very interesting, and all the Polynesians have leis of flowers around their necks. It's beautiful. So this is a celebration of all your hard work, and it reflects on individual effort, family support, and the culture that has supported you. So as a newbie to Aberdeen, I'm struck by how outward-looking Aberdeen is. This is a port town, and we've had connections with Denmark, France, Holland, Norway, and other gateways to Europe from the outset. Through the oil years, Aberdeen has become even more cosmopolitan, and we hope that you take these values of enthusiasm, tolerance, and an ethos of egalitarianism and curiosity with you into your futures. Today, we are celebrating the achievements of students in education, natural and computing sciences, and engineering. This is a wonderful day that celebrates all your hard work and brings to a close the years it has taken you to earn your degree. We congratulate you all heartily as the newest bachelors, masters, and doctors, and welcome you to the ranks of the university. Those of us on stage are tremendously proud of your ability to wade through massive research projects, bring high-quality writing in on time, collaborate with your peers on big projects and creative efforts. All the hard work of the last few years is reflected in your thorough understanding of the core of your disciplines, of your critical acumen and your ability to think with clarity and flexibility in your field. These skills will stand you in good stead as you stride into an unknown future, and with your ability to think on your feet and research all the multiple new ideas and situations that will come your way. Your efforts, of course, are not made in isolation, and I'm sure all of you are highly aware of the huge amount of support you've had to get through your degree from family and friends. I'm told that the acoustics in this hall are wonderful for resonating cheers and applause, and so I'm going to encourage you to test this with great enthusiasm. So let's all test it now. Please, can all the graduands all stand up and face our honoured guests on the right side and back of the hall. Dear guests, we would like to recognise the patience and support that has been offered by families and friends, parents, spouses and children, by the communities that hold us dear and have been encouraging and caring when we were too tired to take our share of the cooking or walk the dog or do the housework. University study is very, very hard work and it takes long hours. And we all know that our family and friends have made a big contribution to sustaining our lives through the thick of it, and this we would like to loudly and wholeheartedly applaud you all. Thank you. The core values and key skills that you've learnt in your time at Aberdeen University will stand you in good stead as you move forward into the future. For these are challenging times in a new era of Brexit, of Trump, and of an environment of climate change. You'll be challenged to articulate yourselves in new and unfamiliar ways, and the values and ethos of caring for each other and for our environment will become increasingly important over the coming decades. You are the leaders of the future, and we hope that you'll take forward the values and cosmopolitan open-mindedness and an international outlook to help forge peaceful and collaborative communities in the face of big challenges in climate and financial outlook and in political context. We know you're as well prepared as any other student from around the world, and that's not to make light of this challenge, but to recognise that you are taking with you considerable skills, knowledge and confidence that will help you to rise and meet the unknown factors that you will undoubtedly meet. We know that you have high expectations of the University of Aberdeen to provide world-class degree programs and the facility and ability to adjust, research and contribute to the wider world. And likewise, we have high expectations of our graduates to take the creative and open-minded worldview and to make the world a better place. So in conclusion, I'd just like to say congratulations wholeheartedly for all your hard work, and I hope that you really make the most of this very, very special day. All the best.
Professor Skagel.
Vice-Chancellor, I present to you for the award of Degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa, Professor Frederick Glasser. The words cement and concrete summon up pictures in our head of grey blocks, brutalism in architecture, and of prosaic functionality. For Fred Glasser and everyone associated with his career, the words cement and concrete represent exciting, state-of-the-art research and present an ever-evolving scientific challenge. With applications beyond the prosaic, including durability, eco-concrete, sustainability, carbon capture, nuclear waste encapsulation, Fred has seen and done it all, and as such is recognised globally as a leader in this area. His wealth of knowledge, research contribution and innovation has meant that he has continued to be a world authority, research active and influential worldwide 20 years after his formal retirement. Fred joined the university in 1959 as a senior research fellow and as part of a team with another eminent cement guru, Professor Hal Taylor. And together they established Aberdeen at the forefront of cement and concrete research. During this time, he met his wife-to-be, Leslie. We will hear more of her later. Not only did he attract many young scientists to work with him, but his research students and staff then went out and spread the gospel of cement chemistry through their own academic and industrial appointments worldwide. A colleague described it as the worldwide Fred web. It is hard to convey the huge extent of this in a speech, but many scientists around the world will trace their academic genealogy back to Fred. On a personal note, I am part of the worldwide Fred web. He is my academic grandfather, being the PhD supervisor of my PhD supervisor. He has worked with many international agencies, including the European Commission and the UK Atomic Energy Authority, and very recently has been a co-lead on the multi-million-pound green concrete project. He has spent time working abroad, notably in Malaya, Tokyo and Mexico City, and has, at various times, acted as assessor or consultant in connection with the radioactive waste disposal programme in Sweden, Switzerland, Finland, UK and USA. His work has influenced policy-changing national standards for cements, as an example. He has recently retired once more, for good this time, he tells me, but is scarcely noticeable because as an emeritus professor, he continues his activities and provides much advice to junior colleagues, as well as maintaining his influence globally, currently being part of a team which is competing internationally for the X Prize in the area of carbon capture. I should also mention that his general knowledge is remarkable. A colleague suggested that perhaps a career in quiz shows beckons in retirement. In conclusion, we may form a grey picture in our heads when we think of cement, but when I Googled Fred's name for a photograph, it seemed that in every one he was receiving an award. His breadth of influence is immense, not only in his specialist field, but wider into solid-state chemistry, geochemistry, and materials engineering. He broke down the barriers of academia and industry many years before it became the norm. His engagement with green chemistry started before that became a buzzword, and the impact of his research thus goes well beyond the academic into real-life applications. Vice-Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I now invite you to confer the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, on Professor Fred Glasser.
Ego te scientia doctorum et magistrum constituo, creo proclamo renuntio, et in signum caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum precor. Congratulations. Dr. Skeldon.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting to you for the award of degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Leslie Glasser. It's almost 30 years since Leslie led a small team of people in Aberdeen to explore and make a reality a new type of interactive discovery centre, a place where people could come not just to see and to read about science, but to do science. And so Satrosphere, Scotland's first science discovery centre and only the second in the UK, was born. Today, looking back, we can proudly say that Leslie's vision to provide access to science for people of all ages and backgrounds was truly trailblazing. I can vividly recall, as a researcher and a science communicator in Glasgow at that time, how Satrosphere had put Aberdeen on the map. People really were talking about what was happening here in this city, and it showed really what could be achieved. Leslie's vision didn't just inspire the place of Satrosphere, but also opened up access to science learning more widely, right across the northeast of Scotland. This included the launch of Aberdeen's TechFest Festival, which again was one of only a handful of the modern science festivals happening in the world at the time. Vice-Chancellor, we've just heard of Leslie's husband Fred's achievements in chemistry at the university, a department Leslie herself worked in for many years, also pursuing pioneering research, and following completion of a Fulbright scholarship at Penn State University in 1959. But today, it's Leslie's influential role in science outreach and engagement that we rightly focus on. Work that itself has been highly recognised, for example, through the investiture of an MBE in 1997 and the Institute of Physics Kelvin Medal in 1998. However, perhaps Leslie's greatest reward was that Satrosphere in Aberdeen had gone from strength to strength throughout that first decade, moving from its original location in Justice Mill Lane to its larger Tramsheds premises, where it still can be found today. However, Leslie's legacy extends beyond Aberdeen. It's not overstating the case to say that Aberdeen Science Centre cultivated the pathway to Scotland's successful Science Centre network. It was pivotal in the Millennium Commission funding investment to set up all the new science centres in Glasgow, in Dundee, in Irvine and in Edinburgh. So coming to the present, before Leslie stepped down from the Satrosphere board, a year or so ago now, she played an authoritative part in helping us steer a new direction, an ambitious direction for the centre, including the bold decision after some 27 years to change its name from Satrosphere to Aberdeen Science Centre. It also included cementing the foundation for an ambitious capital redevelopment plan submitted to the UK Government and the Wellcome Trust, and I'm delighted to say that this plan has been positively received. And Aberdeen Science Centre now has a chance to strive for a new level of visitor experience, a science centre fit for today's Aberdeen. Vice-Chancellor, given Leslie's unrelenting enthusiasm and drive over many decades of service to academia, to communities, and maybe above all, to young people, it is fitting and timely that I ask you to award the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, to Leslie Glasser.
Ego te scientia doctorum et magistrum constituo, creo proclamo renuntio, et insignum caput tuum hoc filio orno quod et felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor. Congratulations.
Dr. Nordman.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting to you for the award of the degree of Doctor Honoris Causa Ellie Barnes. Education is not simply about changing what students know, but how they think, and consequently, how they view the world and the people in it. Indeed, our graduate attributes enshrine our commitment to producing graduates with a readiness for citizenship in an inclusive society and an awareness and appreciation of social and cultural diversity. As an institution, we pride ourselves on our progressive, inclusive outlook and environment. Ellie Barnes does not merely agree with our values, she is the embodiment of them. After completing her degree in music at the Birmingham Conservatoire, Ellie went on to obtain a postgraduate certificate of education at the University of Central England. As a newly qualified teacher at the Berkeley School in Stevenage, she continued studying for a diploma in music technology at Herefordshire University. Finally, in 2015, Ellie completed a master's in school-based explorations at Goldsmiths University because, as I am sure you will agree, Vice-Chancellor, one can never have too much higher education. As a teacher, Ellie witnessed firsthand the bullying and discrimination faced by LGBT students and a culture that accepted "that's so gay" as an insult. In 2005, Ellie began lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender History Month celebrations at Stoke Newington School, with a view to eradicating homophobic language and to challenge the negative perceptions of LGBT people. Such was the success of this programme that in 2010, Ellie went on to set up her own school as a diversity training centre for teachers. Ellie's Educate and Celebrate programme, described as innovative and visionary by Ofsted, supports teachers across the UK by giving them the confidence and resources to transform their institutions into LGBT inclusive environments, whilst empowering students, regardless of their LGBT status, by giving them the knowledge and the language they need for life in a diverse world. I could reel off a list of facts about Ellie Barnes in support of her nomination. Her public speaking, her MBE, her role on advisory boards across the country, the many awards and commendations she has received. Don't get me wrong, these are all worthy things to shout about, but that is not why we are here. Progress is not categorical. Progress is not something that has or has not happened. Progress is not completed with the introduction of new laws, and sadly, progress is not irreversible. Progress is continuous, and it is the work of people like Ellie Barnes that makes it happen. Vice-Chancellor, for fighting against discrimination, for her relentless pursuit of equality through education, and for being a role model to all teachers and students, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor Honoris Causa on Ellie Barnes.
Ego te doctorum et magistrum honoris causa constituo creo proclamo renuntio et insignum caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod ut felix faustumque sit. Deum optimum maximum plecor. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And now walking down the aisle towards me is Matthew Burns. And Matthew's a final year student reading for the degree of Bachelor of Music, who also holds the Duncan Hopkin Choral Scholarship in the choir at King's College. As well as choral singing, Matthew takes leading roles both in our Opera Society and in our Baroque ensembles. And this afternoon, he's going to perform for us Under the Greenwood Tree by Ivor Gurney. Matthew.
Under the green tree, we'll and rough weather. Who doth ambition shun and love to live the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
Dr. Bain, Promoter of Graduands.
Domine Pro Chancellari, Domini Doctoris in Magistri, et tota Universitas, presento vobis, os candidatos examine probatus, ad gradum magistratus in artibus liberalibus promovendos.
Annuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendant Wojciech Szerek.
Ego auctoritati quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitatae amplissimum indulsedent, te in artibus liberalibus magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quadet Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Dalia Nasser.
Et te creo.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum doctoratus in philosophia promovendos.
Annuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendant Femi Frances Oloye.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitatae amplissimum middlesedent, te in philosophia doctorum et magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quadet Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor. Congratulations.
Kirsten Smith.
Et te creo.
Suardianto.
Et te creo.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum magistratus in scientia promovendos.
Annuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendant Uthman Badmus.
Ego auctoritati quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitatae amplissimum indulsedent, te in scientia magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quadet Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Robert Martin.
Et te creo.
Maria Flavia Babu.
Et te creo.
Farah Nuzali Zakaria.
Et te creo.
Lee Cheatley.
Et te creo.
Emmanuel Iwegbu.
Et te creo.
Katayun Mesgarian Zanjani.
Et te Creo.
Katie Watson.
Et te Creo.
Anthony Aqua.
Et te Creo.
Portia Akudo.
Et te Creo.
James Arnold.
Et te Creo.
Juliet Ibekwe.
Et te Creo.
Joseph Laria.
Et te Creo.
Fraser McCallum.
Et te Creo.
Farah Sayed Amadova.
Et te Creo.
Alana Wilkes.
Et te Creo.
Peace Damali.
Et te Creo.
Milen Marev.
Et te Creo.
Nsilu Tana.
Et te Creo.
Item presento vobis hunc candidatum examine probatum ad gradum magistratus in arte scientiae promovendum.
Annuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendat Joseph Heskett.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitatae amplissimum indulsedent, te in arte scientia magistrum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno, quodux Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum precor. Congratulations.
Item presento vobis hos candidatos examine probatus ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia promovendos.
Annuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendant Joan Boring.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitatae amplissimum indulsedent, te in scientia baccalaureum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quodut Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum precor.
Lee Molyneux.
Et te Creo.
Qui honoris meriunt ascendant Fiona Hamilton.
Et te Creo.
Sean Lancaster.
Et te Creo.
Grant Reagan.
Et te Creo.
Beth Webster.
Et te Creo.
Christopher Holman.
Et te Creo.
Item presento vobis hanc candidatam examini probatum ad gradum doctaris in philosophia promovendam.
Annuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendant Norashikan Yusuf.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes almae huic universitatae amplissimum indulsedent, te in philosophia doctorum et magistrum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quodut Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum precor.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum magistratis in scientia promovendos.
Nuentis senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Claire Ann Buchan.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes amhic universitatae amplissimum middlesedunt. Deum scientia magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Lisa Johnson.
Et te creo.
Patrick Robinson.
Et te creo.
Jennifer Sandeman.
Et te creo.
Anne Smith.
Et te creo.
Amanda Thompson.
Et te creo.
Laura Puhalak.
Et te creo.
Jane Negrich.
Et te creo.
Joanne Stone.
Et te creo.
Item presento vobis has candidatas examine probatas ad gradum magistratus in arte mentis disciplinae promovendas.
Nuentis senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Katrina Foy.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes amhic universitatae amplissimum middlesedunt. Te in arte mentis disciplinae magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Aloise Mulligan.
Et te creo.
Jennifer Reese Jenkins.
Et te creo.
Diana Preston.
Et te creo.
Item presento vobis has candidatas examine probatas ad gradum magistratus in artibus liberalibus promovendas.
Nuentis senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Tony Hosking.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes amhic universitatae amplissimum middlesedunt. Te in artibus liberalibus magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Quae oronus meruit ascendant Anam Pervais.
Et te creo.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum doctoratus in philosophia promovendos.
Nuentis senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Antonio Chong Escobar.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes amhic universitatae amplissimum middlesedunt. Te in philosophia doctorum et magistrum creo, in cuius rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Stella Corsetti.
Ete Korea.
Ami Bibama Joseph.
Ete Korea.
Davide Vettori.
Ete Korea.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum magistratus in scientia promovendos.
Inuenti Senatu Placet Promoveri.
Ascendant Osman Wasfi.
Ego auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes almehuic universitatea amplissimum indulcedent. Te in scientia magistrum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod et felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum precor.
Abi Chaco.
Ete Korea.
Andreas Christoforou.
Ete Korea.
Ricardo Diaz Alves de Figueiredo.
Ete Korea.
Oladimehi Dixon.
Ete Korea.
George Ezianaka.
Ete Korea.
Yizhuan Feng.
Ete Korea.
Rahma Ibrahim.
Ete Korea.
Syed Tausif in Madar.
Ete Korea.
Kale Yu.
Ete Korea.
Vaibhav Nashin.
Ete Korea.
George Ogwang.
Ete Korea.
Efstathios Polychronaides.
Ete Korea.
Nicholas Tack.
Ete Korea.
Irene Rios.
Ete Korea.
David Samworth.
Ete Korea.
Syed Hasnain Shabir.
Ete Korea.
George Tartakuta.
Ete Korea.
Andras Gal.
Ete Korea.
Gabor Horvath.
Ete Korea.
Chinedu Agina.
Ete Korea.
Desmond Agipong.
Ete Korea.
Emmanuel Akile.
Ete Korea.
Bayo Akin Kugbe.
Ete Korea.
Mohammed Kamal Ben Cheazi.
Ete Korea.
Nicola Kota.
Ete Korea.
Diego Cruz Garcia.
Ete Korea.
Mansur Damiev.
Et te crio.
Roberto Gianitelli.
Et te crio. And now, walking down the aisle towards me is Jack Christie. And Jack graduated from the university last summer with the degree of Bachelor of Music and is now continuing his studies on a master's degree. Jack has a strong passion for Scottish fiddle music and is a member of the famous Ceilidh band Reel of Fortune, a locally acclaimed group of musicians who play throughout the northeast of Scotland. And this afternoon, Jack is going to perform for us J.S. Skinner's Compliments to Dr. MacDonald and Hurricane. Jack. Dr. Bain, promoter of graduands.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum magistratus in scientia promovendos.
Durante senatu placet promoveri.
Ascendant Ryan Safdar Hussain.
Ego e auctoritate quam summi et potentissimi principes ama huic universitatae amplissimum Mindel te in scientia magistrum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod et Felix Faustum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum precor.
Costa Cayombo.
Et te crio.
Mohammed Manzoor.
Etekria.
Shola Hanam Mirzayeva.
Etekria.
Norman Norana.
Etekria.
Marcus Obenokwara.
Etekria.
Jude Odo.
Etekria.
William Pitcher.
Etekria.
Rishi Ramesh.
Etekria.
Chinedo Ubachukwu.
Etekria.
Leighton Durant.
Etekria.
Thomas Irvin.
Etekria.
John MacDonald.
Etekria.
Craig Trail.
Etekria.
Jamie Walker.
Etekria.
Arwa Almayasi.
Etekria.
Mohammed Agia Ferzia.
Etekria.
Richard Gilchrist.
Etekria.
Diana Nabanda.
Etekria.
Richard Nudge.
Etekria.
Akil Rajiv Kumar.
Etekria.
James Reed.
Etekria.
Faustina Serwa.
Etekria.
Mohammed Alan.
Etekria.
Mohammed Bavumon.
Etekria.
Stephen Beattie.
Etekria.
Njamasi Chiwanga.
Etekria.
Lashwan Gopalakrishnan.
Etekria.
Masumboko Kadama.
Etekria.
Kingba Lawson Jack.
Etekria.
Marilyn.
Etekria.
Waji Memon.
Etekria.
Modesta Mwanjala.
Etekria.
Faye Pan.
Etekria.
Ali Wuri.
Etekria.
Terry Zvarevsky.
Etikrio.
Deborah Aderonmu.
Etikrio.
Fajar Adiat.
Etikrio.
Mitchell Borg.
Etikrio.
David Bradford.
Etikrio.
Richard Burke.
Etikrio.
Donald Butler.
Etikrio.
Jeffy Don Mariadi.
Etikrio.
David Etukudo.
Etikrio.
Farshad Fardi.
Etikrio.
Chihurumanya Felianjoku.
Etikrio.
Aldea Firthaus.
Etikrio.
Kumaresan Nyanavel.
Etikrio.
Mark Goldie.
Etikrio.
MacDonald Graham Douglas.
Etikrio.
Fraser Gray.
Etikrio.
Hashan Hetiarachi.
Etikrio.
Susan Jacob.
Etikrio.
Mahmoud Kandil.
Etikrio.
Ellen Kimber.
Etikrio.
Carmen Carmoon Lee.
Etikrio.
Chatau Lim.
Etikrio.
Kenechi Mekwunye.
Etikrio.
Eduardo Murguya de Nigris.
Etikrio.
Kingsley Nwigbo.
Etikrio.
Imafidon Odiji.
Etikrio.
Osasuyi Ojomo.
Etikrio.
Martin Zonoa.
Etikrio.
Leslie Ann Rowand.
Etikrio.
Stuart Sherlock.
Etikrio.
Elwin Sodomo.
Etikrio.
Tofunmi Soyemi.
Etikrio.
Mohammed Sukmadi.
Etikrio.
Sontochukwu Udezi.
Etikrio.
Ikeno Ukegbu.
Etikrio.
Matthew White.
Etikrio.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum magistratus in studis fabrilibus promovendos.
Anuente Senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Stephen Grant.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes amo hic universitatae amplissimum indulcedent. Deum studius fabrilibus magistrum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Stephen Bain.
Et se creo.
Elspeth Cherry.
Et se creo.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum baccalaureatus in studis fabrilibus promovendos.
Anuente Senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Sean McPherson.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes amo hic universitatae amplissimum indulcedent. Deum studius fabrilibus baccalaureum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Mishari Almutawa.
Et se creo.
Item presento vobis os candidatos examine probatos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia fabrili promovendos.
Anuente Senatu placet promovere.
Ascendant Andrew Perry.
Ego auctoritate quam sumi et potentissimi principes amo hic universitatae amplissimum indulcedent. Deum scientia fabrili baccalaureum creo, in quies rei testimonium caput tuum hoc pilio orno quod felix fastum quae sit, Deum optimum maximum plecor.
Joel Crichton.
Et se creo.
Nicholas Weston Jones.
Et se creo.
Diana Simiu.
Et se creo.
Abdul Rauf Ismail.
Et se creo.
Ikeni Onochukwu.
Et se creo.
Anna Yadom Boyake.
Et se creo.
Oladehi Ade Aina.
Et se creo. Brilliant. And before I invite Dr. Barnes to give the graduation address, I'd just like to draw everyone's attention to the gentleman here in the really spectacular robes. George, would you stand up, please? This is George Adam, who is the Lord Provost of our city and has been a magnificent Lord Provost for the last 5 years. And this, George, I think will be the last graduation ceremony you attend as Lord Provost. And I think the university would just like to thank you very much for your support for the university over the last 5 years. Dr. Barnes.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm absolutely thrilled to be standing here talking to you today. This is such an honour on this absolutely magical day today. So I just wish you all huge congratulations, and there's loads of emotional energy that's been invested in you getting to this part in your lives, and I just want you to celebrate in whichever way you see fit at this moment. So it's time to cry, time to smile, definitely time to feel excited, have lots of cuddles with all your friends and all your families, and really enjoy the rest of this magical day, because I know that's what I'm going to do too. So hopefully you're going to join me. Now, thinking back, I left uni in 1995, and I was thinking, did I have a plan? Well, not really, and I think that's okay not to have a plan. I thought, well, I'm going to do something slightly musical. I'll do some singing teaching, I'll do a bit of piano teaching, I'll do a bit of classroom teaching, maybe some theatre. But look where I am now. I'm 45 years old. I'm now CEO of a charity that transforms schools into LGBT-friendly places. So really, you do not know what is around the corner. So have no fear. It doesn't matter at this point. Just embrace everything that comes along. So one thing that will change, though, is your social perspective. That's going to change as you get older. We all have very different experiences, and you're going to grow and you learn, and you're going to see injustice. Now, when you see injustice, now, you can just let it wash over you if you want to, or you can actively challenge it. Now, which one do you think I want you to do? We're going to actively challenge this together, because we don't yet live in that world of social justice where we are all treated equally and fairly, do we? No. Now, hands up, who wants to live in that lovely world where, regardless of our age, disabilities, gender identity, if we're married, pregnant, our race, our religion, or our sexual orientation, where we're all treated equally and fairly? Hands up, who wants to live there? Oh, look, lots of us. So together, we can make this happen. But how do we go about doing this? So let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. When we read, it begins with. When we sing, it begins with. Well done, everybody. Right. There will be audience participation throughout. Feel free. So one of the things we can do is this fabulous thing called usualising. Now, this is one of the pedagogies that I've been studying, and it's called usualising. So I want us all to say it together. What's it called? Beautiful. And what that means is we usualise different types of people every day in our lives. And that's what I do when I'm teaching, because I think it's really important. So if we're celebrating Black History Month, then I'll look at black musicians, but I looked at Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, because not only are they black musicians, they've also got disabilities. If I'm teaching an art lesson, I might look at Frida Kahlo. She's bisexual, has a disability, and is South American. So it's about this usualising pedagogy that we're using on our lessons. Now, one of the ways in which we start doing this is in primary schools, and one of the books that we use is this fabulous book called Tango Makes Three. Anyone heard of it? Right, well done there. So bonus sticker for you at the front. I'll run down with one at the moment. Now, we learn a lot, and there's lots of research about same-sex relationships in the animal kingdom. You can read about it. They're dolphins, flamingos, orangutans, but I'm going to talk to you about penguins. Now, this is Roy, and this is Silo, and this is a true story, and they met in the New York Zoo. Now, what they did is they were copying the behaviours of the heterosexual penguins. penguins. So they got a stone and they were sitting on it and they were trying to hatch it. Now, the zookeeper noticed this, so he gave them a real egg, and then Roy and Silo together, they hatched Tango. So Tango went swimming with Daddy and Daddy, and that's what I all want you to be, is follow your own path. So be a penguin, and if you can't be a penguin, always be a unicorn, as we say in the queer community. So I'm thinking that when we've read this book, we like to sing a song about that, don't we, children? Yes, we do, because that's what I do in all my primary schools. So I'm thinking we're going to have friends and family here versus the students. Let's see who can win. So it's called A Penguin's Life. It's very simple. A penguin's life, it's a penguin's life. It's a penguin's life. It's a penguin's life. Simple. This side, are we ready? It's a penguin's life. It's a penguin's life, it's a penguin's life, it's a penguin's life. You got the difficult bit over here, I'm sorry. It's a penguin's life, it's a penguin. Right, hit the music. Let's see if we can get this chorus down. Right, best penguin wins. Here we go. Let's turn it up. Here we go. 1. Parents and friends. It's a penguin's life, it's a penguin's life. It's a penguin's life. Lovely. First one together. There's a zoo in New York where the penguins are great, and all the families watch their little penguins play. The zookeeper saw 2 dads were crazy in love, so he gave them an egg. He kept it warm. Off we go. It's a penguin. Well done. Well done. Wonderful. Give yourself a round of applause. Marvellous. Excellent. Brilliant. So what happens? You know, these are called these ripples of change. I hashtag them and call them moments of change. So when you go out there and you create these moments of change, can you please hashtag it for me and tweet it so I know that you are out there making these ripples and these moments of change, because they're so important. It's those small steps that lead to the big changes. Now, here's an example. This is one teacher. We did some work with a particular school and they got up on stage, they wrote an equality song, and this is a response from one of the teachers. I can't believe, from just coming into our school to help our pupils, that I would witness them performing on stage last night. This just wasn't about promoting equalities throughout the school. This was about discovering themselves in a way I don't think that they even thought was possible. They are oozing confidence and they're walking around the school and are so proud of what they've achieved. And that's simply because we gave our kids permission to be themselves, to be penguins, to be unicorns. So I want you all to leave the University of Aberdeen with no fear at all, knowing that you've done wonderful things and you've given yourself the absolute best start, and you've created that land of where's the land we're all going to end up? Social justice, the land of social justice. That's where I want us all to be. So, grab life, seek your happiness, and absolutely stay true to yourself and don't waste a minute. And I just wish you all the love, the luck and success in every single thing you do. Now, I couldn't finish without giving a small quote from my hero, who we sadly lost this year way too soon, and that's David Bowie. And he said, "I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring." And that's what I want you to bear in mind. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Barnes. And now, friends, I would like to ask you to stand and join me in singing God Save the Queen.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen.